So let's look at the privacy settings. To do that, we need to come down here, settings, privacy icon, and here we are. And you can see to the left here, we've got a whole bunch of different options for different types of privacy settings. So the first one is general, and the top one is let apps use my advertising ID for experiences across apps. Turning this off will reset your ID. So Windows 10 assigns each instance of the operating system a unique advertising ID. This is used to customize ads that are sent to you by third-party companies such as ad networks and advertisers. So do not need that, privacy issue. Next one, turn on smart screen filter to check web content URLs that Windows Store apps use. So this is what that does. Smart Screen Filter helps you identify reported phishing and malware websites and also helps you make informed decisions about downloads. Smart Screen helps protect you in 3 ways. As you browse the web, it analyzes pages and determines if they have any characteristics that might be suspicious. Smart Screen checks the sites you visit against a dynamic list of reported phishing sites and malicious software sites. Smart Screen checks files that you download from the web against a list of reported malicious software sites and programs known to be unsafe. So this is actually a good security feature. So this is something that you would want to have enabled for security, but if you have privacy concerns, you may want to switch this off because it will log whenever you are going to websites, it will log those things. Then we have send Microsoft info about how I write to help us inform typing and writing in the future. This actually logs your keystrokes and what you are typing, and it's designed for auto-correction and text completion so that it can be better at that. But again, it's sending that information, so it's a privacy issue. If you're concerned about privacy, you need to switch that off. Let websites provide locally relevant content by assessing my language list. You want to switch this off as well. It sends information out. Then we have manage my Microsoft advertising and other personalization info. This is going to take you to an external page where we have a couple of options. We've got personalized ads in this browser. Well, no thank you. And personalized ads whenever I use my Microsoft account. Again, privacy issue, no thank you. And this includes Windows, Windows Phone, Xbox, and other devices. The location tab. When location services for this account are on, apps and services you allow can request location and location history. So this is geolocation via GPS and Wi-Fi location. There is a global switch here to switch it off, which is nice. And then you can switch it off or on for each individual application. So I'd recommend that this is off for privacy. And if you have the need for any of these to be on, then you'll be giving away privacy information to those particular services. Next is the camera. This is really asking what apps do we want to allow access to our camera. So if we want to be particularly cautious, we can switch the camera off until when we need it, or we can disable it on all of the apps apart from maybe the odd one that we want. Next is microphone. Again, we have the global on or off. We can choose which apps get access to the microphone. You may want to switch this off until you want to use it if you're a little bit concerned that the microphone may be switched on to listen. It certainly is with Cortana. Next is speech, inking, and typing. Windows and Cortana can get to know your voice and writing to make better suggestions for you. We'll collect info like contacts, recent calendar events, speech, handwriting patterns, and typing history. So privacy issue, stop getting to know me, turned off. And then we want to go to Bing and manage personal info for all your devices. And then here, if you have Microsoft accounts, you'll sign in and you will deactivate any of the things that you deem to be of a privacy issue. Next is account info. Let apps access my name, picture, and other account info. I want to disable that for privacy. Next is contacts. Who do you want to share your contact information with? Which apps? So again, up to you, potential privacy issue. Next is calendar. Let apps access my calendar. No, thank you. Next is messaging. Let apps read or send emails. So this can be used, for example, if an app wants to authenticate, it might send a SMS to your machine. This is more designed for mobile devices, but it might send that SMS to your machine in order to authenticate, like a messaging app. So, no. Next is radios. Some apps use radios such as Bluetooth in your device to send and receive data. Sometimes apps need to turn these radios on and off to work their magic. So sometimes you get an app and it needs to switch on or off Wi-Fi. But if you switch those off, you probably switch them off for a good reason. You might want to set that to off. Next is other devices. Let your apps automatically share and sync info with wireless devices that don't explicitly pair with your PC, tablet, or phone. So you don't want information syncing, privacy issue. Next is feedback and diagnostics. Windows should ask for my feedback. Never. We don't want to be sending feedback information back to Microsoft. And just to be safe, we can set this to basic. And the last one on here is background apps. Choose which apps can receive info, send notifications, and stay up to date when you're not using them. Turning background apps off can help conserve power. So this is designed more for conserving power, but at the same time you can use it to disable these from going out and asking for various bits of information that can interfere with your privacy. So you'd want to switch all of these off. And that's the privacy settings.